everybody. Welcome to this week's session. Our focus is going to be on developing core strength. We are going to flow through a sequence of postures, not necessarily any different to the ones you're used to, but with a specific focus on thinking about how we can engage our core in these postures. And it's not necessarily going to be your standard sit-ups or the core exercises you might do in the gym, but maybe ways that we're going to be stretching our core, building stamina, using our core as we transition through the postures. So thinking about all of the different ways that we can strengthen and utilize our core in our yoga practice. But we're going to start today's session from a seat, and we're going to start with a meditation. So I'm sitting up on a cushion, which you can do so as well. Take a moment just to roll your shoulders back. Take a big breath in and out. And then eventually let your eyes close. And as we close the eyes, we allow ourselves to drop inward without distraction from external stimulus, and instead just exploring what's going on within. Start with a brief scan of the body from the crown of the head all the way down over the face, the shoulders, the chest, the back, running over your body and just checking in, asking how are you feeling, until eventually getting down to the soles of the feet. Good. Now start to draw your attention to the breath, and right now it's probably just a natural way of breathing. It might feel slightly shallow, and it should feel pretty effortless. And we don't need to change that right now, we're just bringing our attention to the inhale and the exhale, using it as a focus point for our minds. So as I touched on before, the type of core strength that we're looking to build in a yoga class isn't maybe the type of core strength that's going to give you six-pack abs. However, we're looking at actually the deeper layer of core muscles, so the transverse abdominis, which are basically like a sheath that run around your ribs. And they're really key to stabilizing the spine, particularly the lower back, when we're moving and even when we're still. The fantastic thing about yoga is that it teaches us that we can use the breath to access these muscles. So we're going to start to deepen the breath. And as you do so, on that inhale, see if you can feel the lower belly kind of sucking in and hugging in towards the spine. You might feel this sense of hollowness in kind of the pelvic floor, or even kind of underneath the rib cage. And then as you exhale, maybe you can feel a bit of a squeeze of the ab muscles, or the core muscles. So in this class, we're using the breath to access this strength that we've got rooted within us. Take a few more moments, just kind of testing that out, testing that breath out. Your eyes may still be closed. And once you feel like you've got a nice rhythm going, this is a rhythm that we want to keep up throughout the class, you can start to blink your eyes open and we're going to begin to move around. So first things first, let's come onto hands and knees. Take that cushion or whatever you're using as a prop, just put it over to one side and come onto tabletop with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And already you want to feel this kind of gentle pulling in of the core as we move through our first postures, our cat-cow. So fingers spread wide. On your inhale, start to pull the chest through the arms and look forward. You're wrapping the shoulder blades back. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and start to push the ground away, rounding the spine and tucking the chin. Let's keep going as we inhale. This is a lovely stretch for the abs. And as we exhale, we contract and warm up the abs. Link this movement with your breath. Take one more round. And then come back to a neutral spine. From your neutral spine, make sure shoulders are pushing away, belly's drawn in, and you're going to inhale, extend the right leg away from you. Now don't be tempted to tilt the hips open. Try to keep the hips level and closed with the top of the foot pointing down towards the mat. You might stay here, feeling the belly stabilize, or you might start to reach your left arm away, creating a long line from hand to foot. For those of you who want to take it further, we're going to take an inhale, see if you can grow even longer. And then exhale, tap the elbow to the knee under the body. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Squeeze the belly. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, tap. Good. Inhale, reach out. Bring your left hand back down. Keep the right leg up. And now we start to tilt the hips open, flexing the foot. You might stay as you are, or if you can, keeping this foot in the air, we're going to see if we can lift the right hand all the way up. Keep the belly drawn in, maybe challenging the balance by looking up. You're pressing the bottom shin down. Good. And then slowly bring that right foot, the lifted foot, down to the mat. Coming into our gateway pose. Some of you will stay here, some of you will see if you can pick up that bottom foot, step it to the back of the mat into side plank. Imagine you're creating this banana shape with the body as we reach up, take one more breath. Good, and then right hand comes down to the earth and the knees come down. Good. Let's take another round of cat-cow just to reconnect with our breath. Let's inhale, lift, exhale, round. Coming back to neutral. Inhale, this time left leg is going to extend. Make sure you're not tilting hips open just yet. Keep that foot pointing down. Belly is drawn in. We reach the right arm away. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you exhale, tap. Inhale, reach out. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, reach out. Right hand comes down. We start to tilt the body open, kicking that left foot away as we reach up. Maybe even looking up, challenge the balance. Holding here. And then the left foot comes down. And we're in our gateway pose, which you may stay in or you may step back into your side plank for 3, 2, on 1, the left hand comes down, we come back into tabletop. Well done. From here, step the feet to the back of the mat. We're in our plank. We're going to inhale here and then exhale, drop the knees, lower ourselves down to the belly. Good. Tops of the feet press down. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, coming into a baby cobra. So we're just lifting the chest. Working the muscles of the back, working core muscles as well. From here, maybe you're going to start to hover the feet. Maybe you can even hover hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands, the head and the feet down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. Final time, inhale, lift. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands come down and we push back. And let's take our first downward facing dog of the practice. So your feet are about as wide as your hips. They may even be wider. The hands are about as wide as the shoulders or wider as well. Maybe you're going to bend the knees one by one. And just warm up into those calves and those hamstrings. Maybe turning the head. And then let's take a moment in stillness here. And we bring our attention back to the breath and back to the core muscles. So as you inhale, feel the belly hollow. And as you exhale, feel the ribs knit in and your belly draw in. Good, inhale again. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Good, bend the knees. Look forwards and start to tiptoe the feet up towards the top of your mat, stepping the feet behind the hands. Bend the knees as much as needed. Just going to let yourself hang here. Completely relax the head. And maybe sway. Breathing still. Then bend the knees even more and start to roll slowly up the spine. Coming up all the way into standing, lifting the chin. Good. From here, step the feet together. You want to be right at the top of your mat, and we're going to warm up a little bit more using our sun salutations. So before we do that, let's bring the hands to heart center. Take a moment to close the eyes, reconnect with the breath. Blink the eyes open, inhale, reach the arms all the way up, look up to the thumbs, and then exhale, fold over your legs, try to pivot from the hips. You can bend the knees and bring the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing the shins away, looking forward, shoulders rolling back. Exhale, hands down, step back into your plank. Drop the knees, slowly lower down. Good, on your inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, taking 3 deep breaths. Good, on the third inhale, exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, look forwards, and step to the top of your mat, looking up halfway. Exhale, folding. Knees can bend, remember, that's fine. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up high. Exhale, folding straight back down. Inhale, looking up halfway. And then exhale, hands down, step back plank. From here, drop the knees, hover down halfway, hold it. And then exhale, come all the way to the mat. Inhale, this time maybe upward facing dog. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the thighs, and pull the chest up towards the sky. Exhale, roll over the feet, coming into down dog. And we hold in our down dog. 1, focus on the breath. 2, soften the elbows, let the neck be long. 3, 4, 5, inhale, bend the knees, look forwards. You might take a step or a little light hop to the top. And then look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down by heart center. Good. Hands by your sides now. Inhale, bend the knees. Coming into chair pose. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, looking up halfway. Exhale, step back plank. Maybe keep the knees lifted and then hover down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Soften the elbows, lift the knees. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg is going to sweep up, three-legged dog. Keep the toes pointing down. Exhale, warrior one, step the right foot through, back heel is down on the mat, and we sweep the arms up. Good. Exhale, back. You can go straight to down dog or step back chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg is going to sweep up. Exhale, step through. Warrior one on the left side. Really strong back leg. Reaching up. Exhale, coming back down. Good. When we're in our down dog, we're going to hold it here. 5 breaths. If you lost the rhythm, reconnect with the breath. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, or take a light hop to the top. Look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, coming into your chair pose. And then exhale, you're going to fold straight back down. Inhale, start final round. Exhale, step, or take a light hop to the back of the mat. And then coming into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, warrior one. Let's hold it here. 3 breaths. 1. Now, as you reach up, are you coming into a really exaggerated back bend? Or can you pull the ribs in and keep the belly firm? Exhale, come back down. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, warrior one on the left side, holding here, 3 breaths. Ribs in. Exhale, back to chaturanga. Coming back, downward facing dog. Either hold it here or drop your knees and come to child's pose. Take one more deep breath. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top, looking up halfway. And then exhale, folding. Inhale, bend the knees, you're going to come into that chair pose. And let's hold here. So sit low, find a little downward tilt of the pelvis. So you're not sticking the bum out, but instead you can kind of tuck it under. Good. On your next inhale, transfer the weight to the left foot. Pick up the right knee and cross it over the left. Eagle pose, if you can do a double cross with the foot behind the calf, go for it. Sit low. Those of you who want to go into eagle arms, left over right palms together for 3, 2, 1. Carefully returning back into chair pose. From chair, we're going to sit low and bring the hands down to the mat, and we're going to have a little play around with crow pose. So for crow pose, hands are going to come just ahead of you, fingers spreading wide. You're going to bend the knees and bring the knees to the upper arms. Bend the elbows slightly and lean the weight into the arms. Pick up one foot, then the other, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Carefully returning into a squat. So feet nice and wide, toes pointing out. You can have the hands forward for balance, or if you can, hands to heart center, sitting back. Reconnect with breath. Good. From here, hands are going to come down, lift the bum, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the top edge of your mat. Look up halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, coming into chair. Let's hold here, looking up just between the palms. Lift the left knee, inhale, wrap it around the right, coming into eagle, maybe right arm over the left. In eagle, lift the elbows, feel the belly pulling in. Good, and then returning into chair. Sit even lower, and then the hands are going to come down. And you're going to move into crow pose. For those of you who want to think about crow, maybe into a headstand, I'm going to give you a demo. Just know that this is just for those people who want to give it a go. You don't have to. You could always just be practicing in your squat or coming up into your normal crow. So, crow to headstand. Find your crow. You start to bend your elbows. You let your knees drop to the outer edge of the elbows. Slowly lower yourself down until the head can come down. Elbows into center. And then lift the legs all the way up. And you can hold it there a breath. And then think about coming down into your squat. Good. Everybody joining me here in Malasana, your yogi squat. You might close the eyes. Good, and then the hands are going to come down. And we're going to step or hop it back. Working our way through our vinyasa, meeting back in down dog. And once you get to down dog, take an extra breath or two. And then from your downward facing dog, you're going to inhale, reach the right leg up high. And then exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Firm up the legs, keep the back knee lifted off the mat, bend into the front knee and start to rise into your high lunge. Option 1, hands to heart center. Option 2, reaching the arms up. Again, ribs pull in, we squeeze the legs into center, pelvic floor lifted. For 3, relax the feet a little bit. 2, and 1, slowly lower the left knee down, untuck the left foot and come into your low lunge, sending the hips forward, reaching up, maybe looking up. Good, and then look down, left hand is going to come down. We reach the right hand up. Easy twist. Some of you may want to take it a bit further by tucking the back toes under, lifting the back knee and holding here. Turn the shoulders open. And then we're going to return into our side plank. So either you're just going to step the front foot on top of the back, or you're going to grab onto the front knee with the right hand and just start to open out, lifting the right knee up high into your side plank. Lift the hips as high as they can go. For 3, 2, on 1, easily back into your plank for a vinyasa. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, step it through and reach up into your lunge. Try to feel how your body is fitting together, how you can squeeze the legs for more balance, how you can bring the belly in for more stability. And then slowly, slowly drop the right knee down, untuck the back foot, come into your lunge, reaching up and over. Feel that stretch through the right hip. Good, and then we're coming into our easy twist. So right hand is going to come down. Maybe you're going to pick up the back knee, reaching up, turning the shoulders open. Good, and then step back. Maybe left hand onto left knee, and guide the knee open. Reach up for 3, 2, and 1. Carefully back into plank for a vinyasa. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm definitely sweating. Let's drop the knees and come into a child's pose. Forehead down. Close your eyes and let your body relax, tapping in further to the breath. Good. When you're ready, you are going to come back into your downward facing dog so we can work on our core a little bit longer. Let's come into down dog, hips up, look forwards and start to walk your hands slightly closer into the center, not fully touching but slightly closer, and then slowly looking forward. You're going to see if you can drop your elbows down to the mat and come into your dolphin pose. So from here, you can walk the feet in. You can let the head dangle. You can hold here. You might lift one leg. See how that feels. You might lift the other leg and see how that feels. If you're up for it, you might take a few hops and see about coming into your forearm stand. So you lift one leg and then you take a little hop with the second. Easier to balance with split legs. Hold a moment and then come back down to your dolphin. From there, you're going to walk the legs out and coming into your elbow plank, holding for 3, 2, and 1. Let your belly drop and come into Sphinx. Nice to stretch the abs out a little bit. Press the feet down, draw the belly through. Good. From here, we're going to return into our elbow plank. Just going to shuffle forward so I'm actually on my mat. So from here, You tuck the toes, you start to energize the legs, you lift, and then we're in a bit of a back bend now, so you think about doing the opposite. So you're kind of rounding the upper back, lower back, eventually coming into your plank. From here, inhale, feet come together, exhale, roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Come back into center, exhale to the left. Good, twice more on each side. Once more. Good, and then walk the feet close towards the face, look forward, lift the elbows at the same time, coming into your downward facing dog. And from down dog, let's just drop those knees and come into child's pose. Well done. From here, slowly start to walk the hands in and start to lift the chest, coming into a kneeling shape. And we're going to move into our reclining hero pose. So, for hero pose, we're going to be sitting on the inside of the heels. So for some of you, this might be slightly uncomfortable. So if it's really not happening, just sit up on the heels and hold. If you'd like to try, then you can grab that prop you had and just place it under you for a bit of extra support. You can even pile up a couple of books or blocks. And then from there, holding, or you're going to join me for a reclined version of the pose. We're going to bring the hands behind us, and you're going to feel a deep stretch through the front of the body, all the way from the knees up the hips, over the core, maybe coming down onto the elbows. If it's there for you, you can lay it all the way down onto your back. Personally, it's not there for me, so I stay here. Try to keep the knees parallel. And then when you're ready to, coming up the way you came down, good. And then just lean forwards and take yourself into tabletop. Take your prop out to one side. Maybe give your feet a little wiggle out if they need it. And then inhale, extend your right leg. And then exhale, we're going to come into pigeon. So you're going to bring your right knee towards your right wrist. And then just angle the foot to the left side of the mat. Start to push the left leg back. This right knee is out to an angle towards the right edge of the mat, elbows down, and we fold over the leg. Maybe just letting your head hang in space. Or maybe you can bring the forehead down onto the hands. Slow down the breath, let your body relax. And then start to lift yourself up onto the hands, then roll over to your right side and swing the back leg towards the front. And we're going to move into our Paschimottanasana, so this is our seated forward bend. Some of you will prefer to take it with bent knees because otherwise it might feel a bit intense. Or you might grab your cushion and put it under your sit bones. So for this posture, keep the knees pressing together. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, reach forward over the legs and bring the hands to the feet. As you inhale, feel that movement in the core so you grow a bit longer. And then as you exhale, you squeeze. And you contract the abs, and maybe you can start to straighten the legs a little bit more. They don't have to be fully straight. Try to keep the belly towards the thighs, the chest to the thighs. Inhale, look up, and exhale, release. From here, we're going to move into our pigeon on the left side. So left knee bends, this right leg swings back behind us, and we're just easily in our pigeon. So make sure this back foot is kind of flat, the top of the foot is flat on the mat, you're not rolling onto one edge of the foot. And straight back behind you. Might feel different on each side, just because of differences in flexibility on each side, that's totally normal. Maybe bringing the forehead down. Feeling the stretch through the glute, feeling the relaxing effect of the breath. And then starting to come up so that we can transition. So swing your hips over to the left so that you can bring the right leg towards the front. And then extending both legs, we return to Paschimottanasana. Maybe this time you want to start with straight legs, or maybe you start the same way we did previously with bent knees. Inhale, reaching up. Squeeze the legs together. Exhale, fold. Holding onto the feet. Exhale, takes you further down. Inhale, starting to look up. Exhale, release. Good, and from there, just bend the knees, bring the feet down to the mat. Reach your arms forwards. Inhale. And on an exhale, slowly rolling down, curling the spine under. Bring the lower back down first. Maybe down to the mid back. Keep your shoulders off the mat, and if you can, you keep the knees as they are, or extend one foot, then the other, ankles together for 3. Lower back's on the mat, 2. And 1, relax down. I don't know why I keep coming off my mat. From there, bring your knees in. And I think what we need at this stage is a nice twist. So from knees into chest, let your knees drop over to one side and extend the left arm away. Maybe closing your eyes. You can relax your focus on the breath and let the breath be a little bit softer. And then inhale back up into center. Exhale to the left. Reaching the opposite arm away. Inhale, come back into center. Let's move into a happy baby as our final posture. So grabbing onto the feet, maybe big toes, maybe ankles, and pull the knees towards the armpits, and then flex the feet and maybe rock from side to side. And then pull the knees in, give yourself a really nice squeeze. Maybe bring the head up, gather yourself in nice and tight, and then release it down. Extending the legs out. Coming into Shavasana. Couple of big sighs, always feel good here. Releasing anything that felt stuck before letting your breath return to natural. Relax your face, relax your body. Let yourself lay here with no expectation. Rewarding yourself with some rest. Keep relaxing, keep letting go. Thoughts as they come in, just release them. Release any tension in your body, any subconscious gripping. Let your jaw relax, let your belly, your hands, your feet all relax. Feel like your body is heavy on the mat, but it also feels like it's floating. It's really effortless feeling of relaxation. Slowly you're going to start to deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe circle the wrists. You could stay here or maybe take a big stretch, or you could give your knees a hug or whatever feels good. And eventually roll over onto one side and just stay there. And from there, bring one hand down to push yourself up. And once you're up, come back to a seat. Close your eyes, let your chin slightly tuck towards your chest, even though you're sitting up nice and tall. Bring one hand over the other on the chest and take a big breath into those hands. Blink the eyes open and return. Thank you. Well done. I hope you enjoyed the practice and I hope you have a really wonderful day.